Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? Guys, it's Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, which is always a good thing. And the weekend is around the corner, which is great. Guys, I must apologize. I meant to make a video yesterday, but you know how life goes. You plan for something and then something else happens. So please forgive me. But here I am, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I think is extremely important and something that I think is becoming very, very popular, particularly over the last few years and particularly now in the last few months, particularly with COVID, and that is depression. Now, I know depression is a term that's thrown around quite loosely sometimes, but there's a lot of us that either have been depressed or we know someone, whether it's a family member, friend, or colleague, that has been depressed before. So I think in some way, we have all been affected by it to some extent. Now, depression, back in the day was a very, very taboo topic. It's something you didn't speak of. It's something just no one ever mentioned to anyone else. And, people sort of swept it under the rug and, dismissed the idea. But now with the latest advancements in technology and as the world evolves, we're hearing more and more cases and incidents of depression. So I thought it would be a good idea to talk about depression today and just natural ways of overcoming it. Now, lately or in the last few years, a lot of people have turned to medication in order to deal with depression. While I'm not saying that's not important or that it doesn't help, because there have been many incidents where depression has helped a lot of people, medication has helped a lot of people, I think there are also natural ways that people can utilize or use to try and overcome depression. So I want to talk about those things today. One of the first things I think that people can do to overcome depression naturally is getting their sleep patterns right. Now, when one is depressed, you either sleep too much or you sleep too little. But regardless, it affects your mental health to such an extent that it literally saps the life out of you. So one of the first things I'd like you guys to do is try and develop healthy sleeping patterns. Now, whether that means you get 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 hours sleep every night, make sure you've got a consistent routine or sleeping pattern that you adapt to every evening. It's so important. If you don't get enough sleep, it starts affecting your cognitive abilities and it starts affecting your alertness and your reaction to things. So one of the first things that I need you guys to do, if you haven't already done, is develop healthy sleeping patterns. Okay? The second thing, which I think is quite important to help overcome depression naturally, is eating well. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. And guys, it's the truth. If you don't eat well, you won't feel well. Now, sometimes this doesn't happen overnight. The more you eat unhealthily or the more badly you eat, eventually it's going to start affecting not only your physical health, but your mental health. And how does this happen? Well, you start feeling more fatigued. You suddenly just don't have energy to do stuff anymore, or you don't want to go out, or you just don't feel happy or content, or you feel lethargic. But either way, not eating well is going to affect you at some point. So try and ensure that you eat a well-balanced diet every day. Okay? Now start off with 6 to 8 glasses of water. Try and get those green leafy veg in. Try and get your fruits and vegetables in there. I've got a host of things that I do, my own routine that I do every day. I drink 2 glasses of turmeric. I have a glass of lemon water. I have ginger tea. I make sure I get vegetables every day. I make sure I get enough sunlight. I make sure, I'm just generally eating well. and making sure I'm drinking enough water, because that's also very important. So, I've even adopted or I've started cutting down on my sugar. Sugar is my weakness. It's something I really struggle with. But over the last few weeks, I've really cut down on my sugar intake. And guys, it's been amazing. I promise you, I feel like I have more energy. My skin is looking better. My hair feels better. And I just feel better overall. And it starts with those small daily changes. So, guys, try and invest in a healthy diet, please. And it doesn't have to be an expensive affair. Vegetables, you can buy a whole bunch. You can buy lots of fruit. You can buy some lemons. Get your turmeric. Get your fruit. Take a vitamin C every day. Small things like that make big changes over time. So really, guys, try and cut out all the junk food and the gas drinks, and try and incorporate more healthy things in your diet. I promise you will start to feel better, and your skin will look better, your hair will look better, you will just look and feel better. I promise you. But you have to be consistent and do it regularly. Okay, you can't just do it for 2 weeks and then decide, okay, I'm going to feel better. You've got to do it, consistently. It's got to become habit. So start tomorrow. Make it your goal to try and eat better so that you can live better and that you can feel better. Because you know what? You really deserve it. You honestly do. So just make the effort to just eat well. Okay. The third thing, which I think is also very important, is exercise. Guys, I cannot stress enough how important exercise is. I speak about it a lot in my, the other videos I've posted. And it's because it's so, so important. Exercise releases endorphins. Exercise gets that heart pumping. Exercise improves your immune system. It improves your cardiovascular system. And it just makes you feel better. And it doesn't have to be anything complicated or anything, hard. You can just start doing something simple at home. There's a lot of exercises that you can research on Google that you can do at home. And start with the small stuff, like planks. You do a 1-minute plank, do some triceps, do some other core exercises. There's so much you can do, and it costs you nothing. You've just got to make the time to invest in yourself. And they recommend 30 minutes a day. So if you can do just 30 minutes 3 times a week, that'll be great. But you've got to start somewhere. Okay, and you've got to start soon, because the longer you delay it, next thing you know, you're 65 and you still haven't done anything. So just make an effort. I know we're tired. I know it's hard, but you have to start somewhere. Do the things now so that when you get old, you don't regret not having done them. Okay. So please exercise. The other thing, which I think is very, very important, is just getting outside. Guys, I can't stress enough the importance of vitamin D. It really improves your mental health. It improves your immune system again. It's good for your skin. Not too much, just half an hour a day they recommend of sunlight. And it's just very, very good overall. So when you're feeling depressed, I know the last thing you want to do is go outside. I know it's literally at the back of your mind, but you've got to just push yourself and get that half an hour. If you can do an hour, great. But if all you can manage is half an hour or 15 minutes, that's okay. But make sure you get outside. Get some sunlight. I promise you will start to feel better over time. But you've got to just take that step and do it. Even if you don't leave your house, just go in your yard or go for a walk on your front lawn, or or have a sit outside in the sun. But make sure you get outside. If there is no sun, or if it's currently winter like it is in Cape Town, South Africa at the moment, invest in a vitamin D supplement. It's so, so good for you. And it also helps in the days where it's dark and gloomy. So on those days where there's going to be no sunlight, take the vitamin D tablet. It's a good alternative when it's raining or storming outside. And the last thing I thought was quite good for depression is also therapy. Sometimes it helps just to talk to someone who A, doesn't really know you, and B, is able to be subjective. Sometimes it helps talking to someone who can help us make sense of what we are feeling and why we are feeling that way. And it's good to talk about how you're feeling. The more you talk about it, the more you can work through it, and the more you can, help yourself to make sense of what's going on. So I know a lot of people don't want to talk to a therapist. They feel embarrassed, or there's this whole stigma. But really, guys, there's a lot of advantages of talking to someone. And maybe you don't have to talk to a therapist if you are uncomfortable or you can't afford it, but maybe if there's someone close to you can confide in and speak to. But it helps just talking, getting it out, having someone else who's not biased, someone that's, who sees the situation from far out and not from inside, who can really just help you and give you insight. And just keep talking. The more you talk about things, the better it gets eventually. I promise you, talk. And eventually, one day you'll realize you'll actually stop talking about that thing that was bothering you. And, you'll just realize you feel so much better. And that thing that bothered you before is no longer bothering you anymore. So, guys, I hope those tips helped. I really, really do. Try them. Let me know how it works or how it goes for you. Comment on my video below on what you thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you very much for your time, everyone. And we'll speak soon. I promise. Have a good rest of evening and week. And we'll catch up very, very soon. Bye.